me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you got me ice and fire.
Let me gain up a little bit. All right, look at that. Oh, wow.
Some kind of butterfly.
That's weird. Okay. That was really weird. Let's turn this 1, 2, 3-ish. Ways a little bit of background. All right, for whatever reason, my mic decided it needed to be plugged in and unplugged, or unplugged and plugged back in, decided it wanted to work today. So that was weird. For those that don't know, we're operating on the new setup. So the stream for the next week or so is going to have a little bit of adjustments. Obviously, the lighting is off. Yeah, so tech issues as we start with the new setup and moving over to everything new. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted that to happen, but as long as it's working now. You freak out when your expensive microphone decides it doesn't want to work. Hey, everybody. Hopefully, y'all are having a great Sunday. And, yeah, camera's not aimed right. Well, camera, everything needs adjustment. Well, the light definitely needs adjusting. I need a new, can we see my new background? Well, right now I've got the green screen up, so you can't see it because the green screen's in the way. But we did show it last night on Twitch, and it's definitely a work in progress. But it was the new PCs here. We're working on the new PC to do some editing and everything. I'm getting all the software put on it. That's a fun process. So apologies for any technical difficulties we have here. But granted, y'all play Star Trek Fleet Command, so you're used to technical difficulties. So y'all can't judge me too harshly. What's that, 4090 power? No, sugar. I'm not sure how much you think content creators make, but no, I don't have a 4090. That is stupid money. No, I'm running a 3070 Ti. What kind of mic? As a Shure SM7B through a Gold XLR board. Where's the oopsie chest? Everybody here gets one rev hug. There's my oopsie. Everybody gets one rev hug. Hopefully y'all are having a great Sunday. Welcome in. It's been a fun weekend. We've been streaming a lot on Twitch and having a good time. But also just, I don't know. Gosh. With these, I have new screens. I actually have like a new monitor, and it's actually in 4K. And let me tell y'all, the game looks so freaking sick, except for this. This still bugs the fire out of me. Can we get the freaking nacelle warp trail thingies off? That's not canon. That's stupid. But yeah. There we go. I'm building my sarcophagus, and then I'll strengthen it by scrapping my maxed out Kumari because I have plenty of duranium. Nothing will stop me when I go after the Hand of Darkness clan. Well, Mark, I'm glad you're getting into some role play with your sarcophagus. That's about the only damn thing it's good for. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. And as long as you enjoy it, I don't care. I want you happy. And if that makes you happy, heck yeah. Go Bills. Nice. Great to see you as well, Skippy. Great to see you as well. All right, that music. Okay, it's still not too loud. All right. Just want to make sure. Hope you're well. Hey, B, thank you. Look, I'm just trying to get settled. The whole microphone thing really threw me off. Sarcophagus is waste. So I wouldn't put the sarcophagus like a full waste. It's more of knowing what you're getting into. So like I do have a sarcophagus. If y'all remember, I did a video on it here recently. I almost never use it. It's really a territory only ship. I could upgrade it to the next. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. I actually am going to go ahead and take it to tier 8 just because I can. And there's a SLB going on right now because I do want you. I do want you. But, I mean, it's not something that I would recommend, like, dumping resources into. I'm well in the 40s now. I've got 3-star to blow on leaderboards. And even blow is a relative term because I still have some research and I'm still scrapping ships. But it is a territory-only specialty ship, which kind of stinks, though, because territory is not something anybody's really focusing on anymore, right? So we do have some contested TCs lately, but that's only because my alliance has chosen to just start going around the map and choosing new territory, which leads to fights and battles. A lot of servers are really static in their territory situation. So the I don't even want to say issues, but the opportunities I have are not the opportunities that everybody else is going to have in the game. So, and you see like the warp range is very mid warp range. It's nothing crazy. It is a 4-star ship, so it's a transition 3-star to 4-star. It's a 3-star ship that has the tiers of a 4-star ship, meaning it goes up to 12 tiers, whereas most 3-star ships only go to tier 9. So you can have fun with it in territory. I don't use it at all, but that would be the only time I do use it is in territory. But I've been doing things like solo armadas and everything lately. I got my Defiant up. It's really, I feel kind of sad because my Enterprise is starting to become a ship I rarely take out of the dock, because my Defiant has now become one of my primary ships for all the goodies. Oh, great. Thank you for the wonderful graphic errors. But all my big ships, I don't touch them too often anymore. It's my Augur, Enterprise, but the Defiant has started to become my main third because of solo. So, all right, let me get into these questions and stuff. Welcome in. When a research says increased base damage dealt against X hostiles, does that include armadas too? Unless it specifies a specific type, yes. But it's not the reverse. Like if one says does damage versus armadas, it's not going to count for other hostiles. But can we please petition to reduce grinding time? Dude, we've been petitioning that for 3 years. There are, okay, on the damage one, some yes, some no. We actually need to go list by list. Nebinator, yes. Sarcophagus is a one-trick pony, just like what Miss Nebinator said on our honeymoon. Wow. Okay. We're diving in. Hey, I'm 49 million power now. I'm actually pretty happy with myself. 49 million power, level 45. I can do that. I'd like to hit 50 million before hitting level 46. Hey, Bricks, how you doing? Territory capture is basically a top 10 alliance thing. This is true, Ultra, but at the same time, I mean, you can technically have more than 10. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's around 20 alliances. I'd say it's top 20. Now, is it how many alliances are going to have 5 territories? That's going to be your top 5 up to top 10 alliances. But, you can see our territory, we've got it going around pretty well in terms of how many different alliances have it. And these aren't like feeder alliances. So it's not like this alliance is actually the under alliance of this one. These are all just different alliances. So, but currently server 20, we have here at the bottom, IA has taken this portion where we were over on this corner. And at one point we had this little turtle shape. And then when I was with Feds, we had the crab. But it does move around more on server 20 than most servers, but I also realize that is not the case for a lot of servers. So, is the Bajoran favor that increases damage against Dominion hostiles can help me punch up in solo armadas? So that one. The biggest thing, honestly, for solo armadas, look, if you want to get good at solo armadas, Defiant. That's the answer. That is the answer. But see, like the Defiant has these bonuses, Jemadar solo bonus, and then the solo bonus here. This is where your power is for the Defiant is your answer for solo. You want to get better at solos? Sure. Everybody wants to look at Dominion Domination. You need to look at, because I think Dominion Domination only works versus the hostiles, not the solos. I'm pretty sure. We need to go and actually run the math on it. But this is amazing. The Defiant is a must-have. I mean, just going up by 1 tier, my Defiant punches higher against the Bajoran solos. Got a 47 rare day as an Ops 42. Baldor and Augur. Nice, Chris. Hear about territory tests once in a while. Is that going to be a thing? What do you mean territory test, Gethsemane? What do you mean territory test? He used a crit loot cruise and was taking out 41s and 30 at 35. Hell yeah! Joseph, we love to see people punching up like that. Because look, when they design armadas, typically the design of armadas, like the solos, is your level should take out that level armada. So if you're level 35, they're basically expecting you to only really fight the 35s. So if you can punch above that, that means that you're doing better than the game's expectation for your level. And I'm happy to be a part of that and to help you do that. So if you're over here with these 35s, but as a 35, you're punching up to the 41s, you're doing better than expected. That's really good. So you should be proud of that. That is a great measure of how well you're doing in the game, in my opinion. So kudos to you on that. That's huge. Like for me, at 45, I can punch up all the way until 50 comes around, and then the 50 smack me down. The 50 smack me down hard. Like here's a 50 with my Defiant, Katinga, and Valdor. And you would think, oh, it's not that bad because you just beat a 49 rare. 49 rare? I mean, I lost the Defiant, but I still won. But go right up to the next, that 50, no shot. Absolutely no chance. It didn't even make it past, it didn't even get its shields down. Just the amount of hull health and stuff it has just going to that epic is nuts. Gotta be honest, I do have a concern since we had Dominion solo Armadas and Borg solos this arc, that every arc in 2023 will feature new solos. I don't know about that. I don't think that they're abandoning all the others. I don't think that they are. I guess it's possible, but I don't think that they are. I mean, I do need to go there, but yeah, let's head that way. Oh man, so I think the biggest complaint I've had this month for people in terms of grinding has been the fact that they've got to grind so many probes, which is understandable. It has been a lot of probe grinding. A lot of probe grinding. A lot of probe grinding. I will say I appreciate that a lot of the probe events have had a scoring metric for regular baby hostiles and stuff, but I mean, it's been a grind. How close are you to starting off? So I'm actually already hit the button. Ops 46 is right here. I've got 327 days essentially. And the speed ups have already clocked in. There's 21 helps. For those that don't know, I thought about making this into a YouTube short, but helps do either 1 minute or 1%, whatever is greater. So 21 means I've had 21% of that time knocked off. So it's a pretty significant amount. And I'm just going to sit here and wait on it. I don't think I'm going to like rush it or anything else. My goal is to place in this Hue SLB. I am one of the ones who fought to make this an SLB. I'm currently ranked 4. But the top person is 17 million. Oh man. What does rank 4 give me? I really need to be in the top 3, so I'll be doing that. Hence why I'm building Mayflowers, which the good thing is I can scrap those Mayflowers I'm building. Hey, Obi, good to see you. I started my Ops 39 build this weekend. Should I rush it through the arcs? Up to you. I mean, the game's not going to change a ton from 38 to 39 in terms of like what the event structures show you. It would give you access to like Parabellum, which is obviously one of the best events in the game. So from that perspective, yeah, I mean, I would say do it. I wouldn't say that like it's something you need to rush unless you're trying to go for this leaderboard. And if you are trying to go for the leaderboard, you wouldn't want to rush it so that you can go ahead and start any other buildings that require resources to allow you to take advantage of that. So, let's see. Question. I'm like really new to this game, and I started maybe a couple weeks ago, and my dad got me into this game. So you have any tips, man? I'm level 18 now, and we really like tips. Yeah, Evan, I do. I actually have a whole video series for new players to try to help them because this game is pretty deep. There's a lot to it. That's not a bad thing. It means that there's always gonna be something to do. I would say if you're not dual faction grinding, you need to be doing that. Dual faction grinding means having 2 of the factions, like Federation and Klingon positive and 1 negative, so that you can take advantage of both of those. The purpose of that is so that you can get these tokens. I can show you here in a second. So you can focus on officer sourcing. At the early game where you're at, you really want to focus on officer sourcing as much as possible. So to do that, let me show you real quick. You just hit hostiles and also do some missions, but you'll be looking to turn in this chest right here, Federation Recruit 1 at your level. If you can get to Federation Recruit 2, great, but you're trying to get these officer shards and then turn them in over here in the officer tab menu for the recruits so you can start getting officers. You want to source those. One of the most important things to do early game. So that'd be my first tip for you. We can always give you some more tips as well if if you need some more gameplay advice. So, click. I mean, I have a ton of content for lower levels, and it's always need to be updated because they're always bringing out new stuff for lower levels. And I appreciate that they haven't forgotten about the new players in the game. So, I mean, the new player experience, y'all have seen I've been playing on server 92. I'm actually helping out server 93 right now, and a lot of their new players. The game has changed for the better, and it's pretty rare for us to say a ton of positive things about Star Trek Fleet Command in terms of like development, but one thing they've done a really good job of, in my opinion, is what they're doing to make the initial stages of the game better. Look at all that 3-star just got. So I've really, like, this is probably the most fun I've had in terms of like enjoying the gameplay, restarting the game. And on server 92, even though I haven't been on every day because I've been trying to get, y'all see me trying to get the new setup, everything, still really, really, really enjoying the restart. Is the refinery still like a slot machine? Nobody. When's the last time you played? Nobody. If you're asking that question, that tells me that you haven't played in a while. When's the last time you played? Is the refinery still a slot machine? Yes and no. The yes as in it is still RNG. Like there's no guaranteed uncommons. But they have greatly increased the amount the refinery pays out. So 4-star economy, the refinery pays out 100% more than it used to. The 3-star economy is 60% more than it used to. Is it still RNG based? Yes. Are people getting a butt ton more uncommon through events and refinery than they used to? Yeah, a lot more. I mean, a free-to-play is getting several thousand uncommon a month in the 3-star range. Even if they don't realize it, because there's plenty of things to dump resources into. But we're at a point now with the 3-star economy where we have free-to-play players who are maxing out enterprises and stuff, and it still takes time. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's still a thing. But the economy has received tremendous upgrades in the past couple years, especially the past year, as they are getting more and more people to level up. Now, because of that, you have a bottleneck that exists in 5-star. So for those who are 50 plus, that's where the new bottleneck of the game is. So as the average player is pushing through the 30s and the 40s, they are getting a easier experience, but obviously there's still going to be a constant feeling of backlog because there's always more to do. So yes, it's definitely improved. Short answer, it's definitely improved. Is it to where we're all just happy-go-lucky skipping through uncommons and rares? No, it's not that good, but it has definitely improved. Finally hit dual faction lock at Ops 31, and now what? When is the best time to try to dig out the hole with the third? How do I manage pushing the other faction dailies? So KB8, great question. Remember, if you're pulling one out of the hole, you're naturally going to be working on another faction as well. So, like if Klingons hate you, then if you start grinding Feds or Romulans, whatever you do, you're still going to complete your dailies. One thing that I do is, even if you are grinding one out the hole, I still use the daily activator, even if I'm not using the dailies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can show you. Remember the events that you go in and manually turn on so that you get those credits? I still turn on those every day. Like I have got my tri-faction lock, and I've got 2 of them, pretty high rep. I'm working towards getting to that Pylum rep. I still need to get there. But, oh man, I'm short of pulling a Pylum today. Dang it, I gotta go do away teams. But I still do that so I can get my credits. And whether that goes into officers or for me, like I accidentally made a huge mistake today and I bought an avatar because Rev's an idiot and he clicks faster than he looks. So today I bought, out of the Federation store, I bought this Spock avatar. But there are the officer recruits and stuff in there, and then getting those tokens to save for ships is something that I pull every day regardless of whether I'm actually grinding that faction. But it also means that I have to grind enough to make sure that when I pull those, I'm not taking a loss. So is it just me, or have they drastically reduced the amount of UC crystal coming in the game? They have not. They have not, Jimmy. Not that I'm trying to like come at you, but they've not. Nope. It's actually only increased. Believe it or not, this game does not decrease the amount of resources you get. What happens though is as you level up and as you tier up things like your ships, and yeah, there is an RNG element to things like the refinery, but what's happening is your requirements are just getting bigger, but your intake of resources is not changing. you're still getting the same average as you've always gotten, but because your requirements are now higher, it feels like it's slowing down. And what's actually happening is you just have a much higher requirement now. But I've had so many conversations with them about the math, and like I've questioned it myself, and then I've put out videos to show you all, hey, the battle pass, for example, only increases 1 to 2 times a year. Like they never decrease the amounts. It's only the things that you have to do getting more expensive that makes it feel like it's slower. It's the same. Now we can argue that it can be better. I'll never argue that the economy is like this perfect wonderland and players need to shut up. That's not my argument. But I don't ever want to spread like a misinformation that things are slowing down, right? So that's the key there. Because now somebody else was asking, because they said they hadn't played in a while, and I'm not sure if they're still listening. But like, for example, we have a monthly bonus refinery that's guaranteed now. That's guaranteed uncommon. And we've mathed it out. That's translating to, depending on where you're at, that could be, 2,000 to 3,000 more uncommons guaranteed per month for individual players. That's a pretty hefty increase. So you're still here? Nice, nobody. So that's another thing, by the way. We used to fight, and that's been one of the things that I fought for a long time, was I would always come at them to getting more bonus refineries. And like, I tried to get it every 6 months, then I tried to get it every 3 months and every other month. And then we have a new community manager who really got on board with me on this idea and this project. And, with their push, we now have a monthly guaranteed bonus refinery. And sometimes getting them to activate it can be a pain because it's kind of like the back thought of some of the arc runners' minds. But that has also been a huge boost to the economy as well. So if you think about it, like just objectively, the game has improved the economy for most players significantly. There's still definitely things that I think need to be better. Independent sourcing needs to be better. The fact that there's still no bonus refinery for ship parts is a huge bottleneck for 4-star and 5-star players. There's a lot of things that need to be better. And I'm not sitting here in a position trying to say, oh, things are great. But there have been drastic improvements. So if you haven't played before, or you haven't played in a while, rather, if you're a player that took a step back because of frustrations, things like that, if you came back into the game now, even if you've only been away 4 months, you'd notice a big difference. Really time to update the Swarm event? Agreed, RF. I've been pushing for this for a long time. The Swarm event, we are going on about 2 years since they promised to update the rewards of that. So again, we're not here to do all the praising. We are definitely here to call them out on things that they have not adjusted. And Swarm is one of those. They promised that, like, gosh, what was it, like April 2020 or something? Or 2021. I'm sorry. I'm going to go too far back. 2021, they promised to update that, and how they understood that the rewards just weren't there. And it still hasn't happened. So yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's definitely things that they need to be better at. So I'll look at my Valdor being the small. Oh, it's not the smallest. Somebody brought an Enterprise. Woohoo! That's not the smallest. Look, somebody actually got the Breen skin. Wow. Love my little Defiant though. I'm loving the Defiant more and more, y'all. And I know that I spent $100, so I jumped at, technically I spent $200 because I got the Defiant quick and then I bought an upgrade pack. But I'm telling y'all, when y'all get this thing tiered up to its appropriate tier for your level, it feels so good. At 39, having it tier 3 feels really good. If you're up to where I'm at, mid 40s, tier 6 feels really good. I'll really enjoy that thing. Anyway, James says, thanks for all you do, Rev. I appreciate all you've taught me to optimize my gameplay. Please keep being you. Well, you're welcome. And I will do that. What's my power? Right here. I mean, she's getting kind of beefy. I mean, she's, as they say in the show, she has teeth. There's a bonus for targets in the daily tasks. How about an extra bonus for doing all tasks in a day? You mean the loyalty system? You have that. You have that, Wet Ghost. As a Dolphin, I can say that sourcing for mats has increased massively over the past few years, but directive sourcing still sucks. So the best sourcing we have in the game is solo armadas and eclipse armadas. Those, to me, are sourced properly. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a grind. There is a grind. But they are sourced properly. You can get an uncommon from solos every stinking day. You get an uncommon from eclipse basically every stinking day. And then you can use that to path out reasonable rares and epics, but there's still enough of a grind, in my opinion, for rares and epics that you can buy them to speed that process up. Whereas FKR Armadas is a stupid grind. Like, it is not nearly well enough sourced. And they've made slight improvements to it, like they did the Cosmic Cleanup update where you can dump into that. Man, that's so minimal, right? So, yeah, there we go. I know larger Borg probe systems have been asked for to help grind for incentive. Could we maybe also ask if they could put a double pull for the faction independent credits? Tough, we can ask. I am always big on asking just about any question. That one, I think that we're going to have a little bit of a pushback on. Wait, where's 5 of 11? Oh, I just got a message. Let's see what the message is from. I just got a message. I just got a message. I just got a message. It is spam. Yay. I was just going to go see if somebody had like donated to the channel, but nope. By the way, if anybody does want to support content creators, remember content creators can't make it without your support. Donations are one of our primary ways of sustenance. So go to the donate link, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. It's greatly appreciated. Let me swap out real quick because dang it, I'm doing an Armada. All right, I want to do Borg Pros, but I got to get my Borg Probe crew. It'll be a prime for double pull indie credits. I will say that's one of the things that, like, there's a prime that just came out this month. It's actually a good prime, but I'm not getting it out of, what would you call this? Galactic Armada pack, by the way, is still a good value. What would you call not getting the, like, out of principle? I don't think you should fix the grind that you just inserted with a prime. So even though I think that this prime is good and valuable, I'm not getting it on principle. Until they fix and make it easier for the regular grind, I'm not going to get this. So another sourcing that has gotten better is G4 part sourcing. The Bajordan faction store helps a lot. See, Texan, I do think it's helped some, but not enough to where I would say it's good. The uncommon parts are nice, but the biggest issue for parts in 4-star is the rares and then epics. Like right now, there is no point to max out even a pylon. There's no point. You don't get really a return for it in scrapping at all for a Valdor, and then the sourcing for it is basically impossible. So I think that needs to get huge. Nick says, did you get my donation last night when Beck was on? Nick, I did get yours. Your message was, since Beck sings, every donation, LOL. Now, I didn't put it on the screen because I had the alerts turned off, but Nick, let me say thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. I didn't put it because Beck was singing. I didn't want to interrupt the song, but thank you. Thank you. And Texan, 6K parts, I think I get more than that for my pack. Let me actually go look real quick. Remember, what I'm about to show you is based on servers and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. But where is my, like, Explorer pack? I got to scroll through all the, look at all this. I wish I made this much money a month to buy if I made enough money to buy every one of these packs, I would just my kids would need for nothing. Okay, Explorer pack. Wait, there's not, yeah, right there, 79. So I get a little bit more than that, but yeah, I mean, that's not too far off. Not too far off. How high would you take the pylon? Tier 7, probably tier 9 at the most. Before you need the epics, you can dump rares into it. The pylon has an argument to be used for a long time, because the pylon is going to be good for a long time. I'm actually going to recall this, and what we'll do is we'll send out, if we're going to keep doing uncommons and armadas, I'll send out the Katinga. Send out the Katinga. When my T6 pylon needs 54,000 uncommon parts for one part, that 7K ain't helping. Well, I mean, actually, Fielder, it is. You just said it. If you need, I mean, that knocks down to 47. Again, it is helping. It's just not helping in a way that is like stupid good early on, but it does help. See, that's the thing. Like, I try to be very honest with my critiques. I do think that they've done a lot of things to help. Does it make it amazingly like game changing? No, but is it helping? It is. I love the Bajordan loop. You know, it's I really do. I mean, I'm waiting tomorrow. I could do another rare, but I'm actually doing pretty well with mine, and I enjoy it. Like, I can't wait to do another pull, honestly. I need to do enough. I've been doing double pulls. I probably need to just be doing the single pulls, but yeah. But I mean, if you're doing, you think about this though, Fieldham. Let's say that you're getting 7,000 a week from the Bajordan faction store. That means that you're getting then 28,000 extra uncommon parts a month that you weren't getting. That's a good increase. Is it amazing? No. But if you could get that in a month, That's a pretty good increase. Now that's also assuming you're doing your Bajoran loop every day. So, would you say buying a second Stella is worth it, or should I wait till the next big event store? Ross, that's kind of up to you. I would say having a second Stella is very important. Would I buy it? Are you okay if I ask you something real quick? Like, are you okay if I ask you a spending question? How much of a spender are you? The reason I ask that is not to be super up in your business. By the way, Hank's Corner, let me give you a shout out real quick. You just donated to the channel. Thank you. I see it. I don't have any alert set up on the new computer, so I apologize. I can't throw it on the screen. I don't even have the donation bar up there. But if you are a light spender, like you're very, very picky about what you spend on, I probably would not spend to buy the second Stella. I would just get it through an event store. But is it very valuable to have? It is. The purpose of having multiple Stellas is so that you can always have one scrapping and one working. And optimally, the best way to do it is actually have one Stella at tier 9 and then the other one constantly leveling up and scrapping, which is also the argument for why some people run 3 Stellas, so that one is always upgrading, one scrapping, and one stays at tier 9. But at least having one that you work out max and scrap, so you always have another one ready to start working through the process at the same time, greatly expedites it. Now, I will point out that you're not getting an event store for the Borg. So that means if you wanted to wait to get your second Stella, you're not getting it in February. So that means you might not get it until April or May. If you're willing to spend the money, getting that right now is really, really good. If you're a very light spender and like your debate is, do I get the Stella or do I get another researcher? Or do I get the Stella or do I get another builder? I'm going to say get the builder or the researcher every time. I'm going to say get the builder or the researcher every time. But if you're willing to fork it over, yeah. Carl says, what, no event store? The reason you get no event store is because this is only a 2-month arc. We do not, well, I'll say I don't work for Scopely. Scopely does not do event stores for 2-month arcs. So, anyway, I hope I'm answering the questions. And like Yesh is at 157 and 160 on the research. I, as a 45, am under where I should be with my research. But I am doing better. I think my chat would be proud of me, considering just a few months ago, I was at, M score 40, and now I'm over 80, and I am actually, getting some of these upgrades in, which means I can finally start getting some of these efficiencies, which is very important. So, can you elaborate on why taking the Jelly to tier 2 is the best play? Is it because when it came out, it was the only 4-star ship, and now it's obsolete? So, RD, you actually get the ISS Jelly Brawl just by having the ISS Jelly, even at tier 1. The reason I would say you could take it to tier 2 or even tier 3 is because tier 2 costs you nothing. It's only commons. Here's the tier 1 jellyfish. So you see it's only commons here. So it doesn't cost you any of your uncommons for 4-star. Now, because of Jelly Brawl and Parabellum, you can get to tier 3 and it really doesn't hurt you. It's very, very cheap, but you don't need it. And what I mean by that is this thing sucks in PvP. It's not a great PvE grinder. Like, the epics are better for PvE grinding than this, especially because they have research that gives you more reputation points. And it's not great for solo armadas. Like, a lot of people have talked about it being for solo armadas. The problem with this in solo armadas is the ship ability, wrong button. Give me the ship ability, sir. There. The ship ability requires it to go, like, it wants long fights. It wants 15, 20, 25 round fights. Most solo armadas are not going that long. So even the ship ability is not that great because solo armadas don't last as long as a lot of regular armadas can. That doesn't mean it's trash. You can go for it and you can invest in it and you can enjoy it. New servers, especially that don't even have 40 plus active, I can see why they want to invest in the jelly. But in general, especially for free to play, what ends up happening is if people take it to tier 5, tier 6, you've ended up just wasting a lot of materials that you're never going to need or use. So like if I switch this back here, I need to repair this. If I switch this back to my regular jelly, let me show you some of the cost. This is a tier 5 jelly. I'm not touching it anymore, but look at me dumping 5,000 uncommon explorer parts. Any of our 4-star players here, any of our 4-star players can tell you, you don't want to be wasting these explorer parts. Hell, Fuelden was just here. You don't want to be wasting these on a jellyfish. Then look, 2,600 gas, 1,400 ore. That ore I need for buildings. I need it for an actual good ship like the Valdor. You look over here, look, another 6,600. Over here, another 60. So That's the thing. And then the only argument for it is warp range. But my rebuttal to the warp range is the Discovery, the Amalgam, the Fuchsia, the Defiant. We have a ton of ships now that have the warp range to get you into those spaces that the Jelly used to be the only ship for. That the Jelly used to be the only ship that got you into those warp areas. There's a lot of other ships that do it now. So again, doesn't mean the Jelly has no value. It just, yeah, Franklin A. I mean, there's a lot of things that can get you there. Are there certain situations where you can get some good value from it? There are, and I'm not saying there isn't, but in general, especially for our free-to-play and light spenders, it is not something that I would recommend investing time in. And we do have some of our spenders here. Hey, by the way, hey, Tony, good to see you. Not to mention building upgrades. Exactly. New fleet commander research can give warp range. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can do a lot of stuff. Simon, good to see you. The only thing the Jelly is good for is the sandwich. Nice. That's actually a good dad pun. Your tier 8 Fuchsia has warp 219. This is true, Chris. Now remember, you can't get to a tier 8 Fuchsia like at level 39, but the Fuchsia does get some really, really saucy warp range on it. But even my Defiant, which granted my Defiant is tier 6, my Defiant is now warp 135. That's better than my Jelly is. Granted, it's tier 6. Tier 3 is the max for level 39. But just wanted to let you know, my wife, Queen Sweetie, is home from the hospital. Oh, that is awesome. You rated her twice last week on Twitch, and her surgery had complications. She's resting and listening to you. Well, I'm glad that she's resting. I didn't know that she had that coming up based on that, so I'm glad she's doing better. And I have enjoyed her starting as a Twitch streamer and getting into that process. And thank you for the update, Zell. So appreciate it. Definitely thoughts, prayers, everything going her way. And I'm glad she's resting, though. Complications are scary, but as long as she's doing okay, she's home, that's what's important. My research take 5,000 4-star uncommon each rather than the officer stats research over a Jelly, even a whole tier. Yeah, I mean, so that's another thing is like one thing that I always try to talk about is preparing for the future of your game in Star Trek Fleet Command. We're always talking about being efficient. We're always talking about what's best long-term. And what's best long-term is understanding it and just having the knowledge. Even if you can't see it yet, you've got to understand how costs just start going up for certain things. One of those things, uncommon ship parts, uncommon ore. You don't need a lot of that. So you'll be very careful where you throw it, because even taking a ship just a few tiers can set you back a month in your upgrade plans. If y'all remember, I made this mistake. Do y'all remember that? I made that mistake. My Ops 46 progress got set back about a month because I upgraded the Valdor and Katinga. No, it wasn't even those. I had prepared for those. I dumped into some researches for a leaderboard and didn't think, and that held back my Ops upgrade. Now, I don't have the rep for it anyway, but if I would have been paying attention, I could have actually hit that button on an XLB or an SLB before this one. So it ended up setting me back a month because I had planned to hit that button in December, and I had to wait till January. So, man, the quality of here on my screen, like, this thing looks freaking beautiful. I mean, I'm only going to max it out and scrap it, but so for those wondering why I'm gushing, this is these screens are the first 4K gaming screens I've ever owned. My other monitors are probably like 3 years old, and my old PC was 4 years old. So this is like my jump into a little bit of the future, which looks really pretty. Yeah, RD knowledge is definitely power. That's what we're here for. So, you know, and like when I went for the ISS Jelly, like I even have a video about it. It took me a year to free-to-play grind my ISS Jelly. And at the time I got it, it really was the best probably bridge option to prepare for 4-star. But things change, you know, as the game updates. I still would say build it. I just wouldn't say dump a lot into it. All right, so I need to speed this up. And what I'm going to do with this is we are going to take off on, and I am going to set this up to go probe grinding. I need to just go ahead and swap this for my VDAR. And we'll put you down there. There's all my bonuses. Now I just need to go find the Strange New World fruit. We need a Hura and Pike. And you're over on ship E? Okay, I don't know why you're over there. There we go. There's our my probe grind run. And oh, I need Strange New World La'an. Don't forget Strange New World La'an. You always want Strange New World La'an below deck. So I'm gonna put you right there. Am I still reaching my bonuses? Yes. All right. I have to use the little boys' room real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do that, wash my hands, and y'all enjoy the Vidar and the tunes real quick, and I will answer your questions. If y'all do me a huge favor, if y'all are here, like the video, and then invite people who also want to learn something about the game. I want to talk to more people. He's about to yell at me. Oh, yeah. You have the Packlet Borg? Yeah, I do, Tony, but I don't have Hugh, and I want Hugh really bad. Y'all miss me? Oh wow, we lost 20 viewers just by me going to the bathroom. That's great. I should do that less often. Do that less often. Max Sarko gives speed ups. Oh, Max Disco. I was like, wait, Max Sarko? How did I even read Max Sarko? That's woof. Max Sarko. Jeez, Rev. Learn to read. Learn to read. Oh, good. We're getting Comcasted right now. I go to the bathroom and start getting Comcasted. How's that work? Oh, okay. We're back. So I'm going to recall. Did we launch another Armada? We did. We're doing a lot of Armadas right now. All right. But let's go check and make sure I've got. Check and make sure I've got this set up correctly. Yeah, so I can go do the cargo. We're going to launch one of the exocomps. You're getting lagged out. Yeah, I see Comcast is struggle busting a little bit. Hopefully it recovers because it's the middle of a freaking Sunday. Why it would be struggling today, I have no idea. For field training, where do I get the Spock shards? Oh, you get those from your regular recruit pools. That one, the Spock one, if I remember right, is actually wanting Instructor Spock to get upgraded to level 10. But if I remember right, it's Instructor Spock. It just says Spock in the field training. So, and is Rogenium research worth it now? So, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And just in the past 4 months, the refinery increase in the permanent bonus refinery has helped a great deal in terms of the overall cost of the Galaxy Tree extension. So, there's definitely an argument to go into it now because you had the extension to Combat Tree, which is also expensive, but I would say that's helped. Like, look how expensive some of this can be. And I'll do this just for, I'll do this upgrade just for this event we have going on, though. I'm always running low on dilithium in the 40s, man. Dilithium is, any event that pays dilithium is an event that I want to participate in. Yeah, no problem, Wet Coaster. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Comcast is dealing with a post-sermon need to send Sunday afternoon internet crush. Oh, man, I don't know what it is, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm on my way to respected rank in the Klingon faction. It might take a while, but I think I can pull it off. Mark, I know you can. I know you can. And in terms of football, I mean, yeah, but it's also the playoffs, so the Saints aren't in it. There'll be less people watching football where I'm at than other parts of the country. We scroll down here. We need to turn this one on. Why is it only 15 minutes? Irritating. Irritating. See, Tony, Trit is yes, Trit's a killer, but the one that's killing me the most is dilithium because of the research. I don't take my ships as high as some players, so yes, I notice it. And wow, Pokey, thank you for signing to be a commander on the channel. Thank you for the support. So, and no, Joseph, I don't get any DDoS attacks. No denial of service here. At least I've never been I have actually looked for that. No, it is Comcast. Like, we verified Comcast is a problem where I'm at and in my neighborhood. So hopefully it resolves itself. We'll see. Bills Bingo start in 45 minutes. Dude, that's nowhere near my region. I guess people here do love Burrow. See, now it looks like Comcast is fixing itself. So I'm having terrible luck with the Fleet Commander pulls too. Keep getting dust. Well, Sugar, dust, that's a good thing because, I mean, I'm glad that you're getting something. Thank you for reminding me to go do my pull. But dust means that you're getting the officer you already have. At least you can turn it in for something. For upgrades. Until mine's level 10, though. I mean, there's no real bonus for me. Trit was my issue in the 40s, but last night we had a 13 trill Trit raid. Wow. Nice, Danny. I mean, I'm not saying I don't need Trit. What I'm saying is Trit something like is not as big of a pain point. So let me show you my resources. I got 57 billion Trit sitting here. Now, 57 billion Trit is not a ridiculous amount. For some players, it might sound like a super high amount. It's not a super high amount. But compared to my dilithium, it's a hell of a lot better. So, that's pretty cool, Chad. Shout out to your dad. So, it's not that I'm just overloading in Trit. It's just I've been flying through so many researches. That's what's really getting me. All right, so Comcast was better for a second, and now it's worse again. Okay. See, I was thinking about next lock on factions. The best to be a certain ops level before attempting next lock after 10 million. I would say you don't need to focus on the 1 bill lock until you're in the mid 40s. I mean, you can, but I don't think you need to. If you want to be an overachiever, go for it. But you really don't need to do that until you're in the mid 40s. Yeah, I see it, y'all. There's nothing I can do about it. It either recovers or it doesn't. So, yeah, it's going to go in and out. But until the bit rate goes up, I might have to hit the late cancel button. I don't think I can get out here with the Katinga. I can't get out here with the Katinga. All right, Katinga, come home. Oh, I already did an Anomalous Phenomenon. We did that at the beginning of the stream. So, hey, there's rated list is broken. It's been broken since the 3rd week of December. Yeah, resources rated is completely jacked up right now. And there's entire servers that the Alliance leaderboard's broken. Like, that's the case on server 92. The leaderboard showing Alliance power is broken. Like, it doesn't show the top one. Hey, what's up, Fabio? How you doing? We need more Cerritos shoots to meet solo Armadas. We do need more Cerritos shoots. I have actually ran out last night, and I've got to save it back up. Best way to get the 1 billion lock, hitting a crap ton of hostiles. Crap ton of hostiles. And I mean a crap ton of hostiles. Let's go hit this. Tony, I can't do a resolution adjustment in the middle of a stream. I'd have to restart. At that point, we just cancel it. Baldor's great. I love my Baldor. Depends on how high you want to take it, though, obviously. Lag, you like the game? Well, that's what it's like living with Comcast. Living with lag. Dang it, I need to kill hostiles. Y'all get out of my way. Right, helps. There's that help event, I think, in the ticket. One of the help events is the ticket event? Or one of the ticket events is the help event? Yeah, I think it's getting even worse, y'all. I think it's getting too bad. Might just have to call it. What a weird time for Comcast to wrap out. This sucks. I want to wrap up the stream. We just got started. Like, we haven't even streamed in an hour. I mean, we're streaming 55 minutes, but still. And it was perfectly fine last night. All night. We streamed for like 4 hours. And then right now, it's boo-boo garbage. I'll give it a few more minutes, and if it doesn't recover, I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. So, I got